All right, welcome back to the Backing Body Hurts Rave podcast, where we talk about all things EDM related. I'm your host, Benny, and joined with me is Sonny.
Hi, everyone.
We have Christine.
Hi.
And Ikern.
Hey.
Christine's finally back from her hiatus.
Adventure.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Your adventure. Your
Adventure.
Your ever-changing adventure as we were getting updates daily. I'm like, what is going on here?
I just randomly intercept in the chat and tell you guys
wild
randomly.
Christine.
Oh, yeah, I
showed
just moved
up.
my flight again. Sorry. Okay, I guess we'll see you the next time.
So this week we're actually just going to be focusing on Dreamstate.
Yeah, because I went.
Yeah.
I just got back.
Just got back from Dreamstate. Yeah, we're going to talk about that. We're going to discuss...
You guys want to do your weekend first here? What you guys did here first?
Yeah, we'll talk about what we did in Toronto. I think me and Yikern, we both went to Reiner's Zonderveld.
Yeah, we did. At Coda.
Was that was it on the Friday or Saturday?
That was on the Saturday.
Saturday?
Yeah, it was on a
Okay.
Saturday, yes.
So that was the only event the weekend? Or?
Yes.
Oh, nice.
That was the only event.
Was it? Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was.
Chill weekend after
Yeah.
the last 2 weekends before where we had Haji and Maddox.
Yeah, but the thing with the Reiner is Fatima kind of ruined the Reiner variant. Yeah. It wasn't
something
as good.
about the something about the live set when you actually see Reiner doing it. It feels like he's not doing work. He's not playing on the DJ itself, because he's half the time doing the DJ and half the time he's on the laptop trying to sync music. And
I feel like it takes time. Like when he builds up and stuff, it takes it takes a lot of time to build up, and yeah.
I always found his sets a bit more pure techno, right? Like with the sound, it's more prolonged, right? The thing about it's hard to compare it to Haji because once again, I think what we were talking about before we started, I've seen a very good Reiner set. I've also seen a very terrible Reiner set that I kind of walked away from because I'm just I guess it also was mindset. I'm like, I don't need these long drag notes right now. I just kind of want proper drops.
Yeah.
The last time I saw him, he went after Charlotte. So the vibe was completely different.
yeah.
Well, what did you think about it, Yikern? The set.
The same, similar thing to his story was because when I was at EDC, day 3, he was playing after I Hate Models, right? So I was parked at Neon Garden for a bit for I Hate Models, and then I stayed for 20 minutes in Reiner. It wasn't in the same level as what I Hate Models did, so we kind of left to come back for 9x9.
Yeah.
Right? So at that time, I wasn't really into hard techno yet, so I couldn't really feel what I needed supposed to feel at that moment. But in this Reiner set, I'll probably agree with you, Benny, that I think Haji ruined it.
Yeah.
I think Haji ruined it for a lot of the events moving forward. But
Shout out Fatima Haji.
Thanks for that.
she was very good. But the Reiner thing it wasn't bad, but it also wasn't good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was a good, I think, for most people who just got into hard techno. I think it was a very good beginning.
Was it a hard techno set or was it more acid techno? Because his label is Filth on Acid.
He played both.
Oh, so it was a mix of both.
Yeah, it was a mix of both.
Yeah.
It was a mix of both, and we did see some familiar faces that we went to are all also into hard techno, and they liked it. But for me, it was just
it was fine.
It was fine. Yeah,
It was fine.
Something to pass time, I guess, if you can
Yeah,
put it that way.
One of those weekend, the cardio session on the weekend. That's what we
It's
call
cardio
it, right?
session.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's we have no event this weekend. Might as well we go Reiner, right?
Yeah, it's something I won't go to all events, but Reiner, if he comes, I'll come. I'll go. Why not, right?
Now, would you do it if you had another conflict that night? Because the one thing about the Reiner tickets looked pricey.
yeah. It depends on what conflict, though. You have to tell me
it
some
depends
artists.
on
Yeah, I guess it's too early to tell, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what your mood is.
Yeah. If you're telling me that loud luxury is conflict, I'll go to Reiner.
That's loud luxury versus anything. I'm so sorry. I would go to the other
I think
one.
I think we have the tiers to decide that. It's oh no, out. I mean, but Loud Luxury sold out.
Yeah, Loud
It
Luxury
did
did
sell-
sell out.
It did sell out.
Did
all
sell
the
out.
mainstream goers, no thanks.
And it's also the only event like real event at Christmas time.
Yeah, around Christmas time. Yeah.
They're from Toronto. They're Canadian.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
Canadian. Yes.
And going back to the previous episodes, they are a good entry level one. Good entry
yeah.
level to
Very entry level.
yeah.
They're good
Like
festival,
basic.
like mainstream
Yeah.
festival. Their cabana sets are actually more. I find to me, there's more suited for cabana just with that vibe.
And
they had a funny
like, big-
TikTok too
yeah.
on that too.
Yeah, and also like big festivals. Like I did see Loud Luxury at Val this year, because my group really wanted to go, and I was just kind of like dragged into it and missed out on James Hype.
No.
So
Also coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those two or those two acts come back so often.
Yeah, exactly.
We had
So-
James Hype like end of last year too. Yeah.
Well, Loud Luxury is always in Toronto around
Yeah,
Christmas
we-
time.
Oh, yeah, together from.
we
they're
got
from
2
Toronto.
shows last year.
Yeah, we got 2 shows. I went to one of them, man.
No, I respect that. I respect Toronto people who respect their hometown and always want to do shows here. And I appreciate like people actually like selling out a Loud Luxury show.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You came. I mentioned the TikTok. The TikTok they did for the Cabana one was kind of funny because what's one thing Toronto's known for? Traffic.
Yeah.
And they were literally stuck. It was that, right now going to Rebel or Cabana is like a kind of a mess still. And they were literally stuck in that mess late for their set. So they literally had a TikTok where they're like running down the street and getting like scooters to go to the, like getting escorted to the Cabana. They made it like, I think like 2 minutes past their set time. And then they start DJing.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
that's
they made
good,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But they also made like a bunch of TikToks on Veld as well. They did the song where they synthesized the lottery sound that
Oh.
Yeah.
the winner Gagnon.
Yeah.
I always thought they said Daniel, but it's actually the French word
Gagnon.
for win.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Gagnon.
Gagnon.
But yeah, they did that. But not going to La Luxury.
I'll
I
take
have
it.
enough of them.
Yeah, there was a period of time where I was like, oh, LL soon. And people are like, oh, you're going to Loud Luxury? And I'm like, no.
So wait, what if I did my birthday event at Loud Luxury? Would you come?
You won't go.
If
You
just
won't
a
do it.
friendship,
Hold on,
I'm testing the friendship right now.
Hold on. If you do a birthday event at Loud Luxury, I question you first.
No, I
I'll
would,
go, but I'm questioning you for sure.
I would go, but then again, if there was a conflict, there's no doubt you would have set the birthday to the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
exactly.
So-
But there is no conflict, so they're still on the
So
table.
then it would be a go, right?
Yeah.
Because like
I
I
would
went to Glow last year with you guys, and it was a birthday party.
yeah,
and
that was fun.
I usually wouldn't like. I don't know. Andrew L is one of those trance DJs I just don't really go see. So
But once again, when you
Yeah.
have a booth, it's like
yeah.
Yeah. Booth changes things. So
it does
so.
change things.
Kiki also, his wife or girlfriend, Kiki Salvej. Yeah, she also opened for.
How was that?
She was okay. Like her transitions is not like crazy, but her track list is good.
I thought you were excited for her.
No,
No,
so,
that's
so there's
different
two different
Kiki.
Kikis. The Key/Key, and then there's Kiki Salvej, which is Reiner's wife or girlfriend.
Girlfriend, yeah.
Yeah.
Partner.
Partner. Yeah.
But the whole opener set, like before Reiner showed up, it was pretty good too. Ali K, Kiki.
Alley K closed.
Ali K closed. Sorry.
Oh, that's good. LK
Yeah.
closing's
Yeah.
always good.
Sorry, I'm talking about Kiki and then Ali K. Good lineup for Coda.
Yeah,
always.
it's a good lineup.
Yeah. I would have gone if I was here.
Yeah.
I probably would have gone. Why not?
We're actually gonna make a dedicated Christine episode for next week or sometime in the future because
Christmas special.
yeah, she did a lot and there's a lot to talk
Almost
about.
3-week bender.
Yeah, a lot to unpack.
A lot to unpack, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll have that
So
episode.
stay
soon.
tuned for that. We're gonna do a Christine dedicated episode.
We're gonna ask a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I guess this is a me dedicated episode.
Yeah.
Since I'm
This
the
is
only one who
the
went.
Dreamstate.
I went Dreamstate.
Jelly.
Yeah.
How was Dreamstate? I think that's it, but for Toronto, so we can move on to.
We move on to LA.
So technically, it was a 4-day bender for me, even though Dreamstate's a 2-day festival.
Yeah.
I
Right.
went to 2 other events. So, for those of you who know, Dreamstate is like the big trance festival in North America. Trance isn't really popular here. I think we've touched upon that.
Yep.
It's usually a big thing in Europe, but the Dreamstate under the Insomniac banner brings in a lot of trance, and they have their yearly inaugural event in SoCal. Usually it's at the NOS Festival, which we talked about in San Bernardino, but this time it was actually at the Queen Mary, which is like the first time they've actually hosted a big event here. They actually were supposed to host something in August. Interstellar was what it was called, but it got canceled because of a hurricane. Like you can't do anything about that.
Yeah,
There was a
you can't do
hurricane,
anything.
so it was just too unsafe to do.
So for the the old venue, was it far? Like did you have to take a shuttle there and everything?
The problem is it was in San Bernardino. So LA is greater LA, just like Toronto, but like greater LA is massive.
Yeah,
and
it
they
is.
have the same traffic problem as us. In fact, worse.
Way worse.
Probably
In
worse.
fact,
Yeah.
worse. So it's actually like, considering non-traffic, it's like maybe 30 to 40 miles east of LA.
So it's okay.
So like that's like an hour plus drive if you go from LA. And the thing is, the city there's known for crime. It wasn't the, like after the festival, there wasn't the best, like there just wasn't stuff there to do. Right? You're literally just there for the festival.
You're just there for the festival. It's like
And-
nothing else.
And it kind of sounds like Val actually if you're driving from downtown.
Yeah. Well, the nice thing about Vel is at least you have a subway.
Yeah.
But that's like you
Oh,
everyone.
LA, there's no transit. There is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no transit that far, so you have to drive.
They have a really small subway line that's super ghetto.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the old venue, like I said, it was a new experience for the new venue, but the old venue, I know why they made the change here, and it's actually, now that I've been there, it's actually a great change. Because trance isn't that popular. It actually deterred a lot of LA people to want to go to San Bernardino for this festival. So, like, it was pretty empty. Which was one positive, right? It was pretty empty, right? For someone who travels and go to a festival that's pretty empty, it's fantastic, right? You can go, like...
Dreamstate
anywhere.
was the old previous game.
Yeah,
was,
yeah. So this time was a little bit different, but I'll get into that. But like how the weekend started was I saw Armin,
yeah.
and
So there was a pre-party, the festival, and after parties, right?
yeah. So technically pre-party, festival, AP both days, and they have a recovery party the week after, which obviously I'm back, so I'm not at because I'm recovering at home and now I'm here. So yeah, when we landed Thursday, and me and two other friends, we went to Armin on at Exchange LA. Fantastic venue. First time I was been there. The sound was incredible. Like it's like it looked a lot smaller than what I thought. I thought it'd be a bit bigger. Like I would say Rebel footprint is bigger, but the way they have the booths and everything set up, it's kind of like Rebel, where it's up top on the rim. Like they have a separate entrance for those guys, so
Right.
those guys can be up top, and then the booth is literally like a square. Like the floor is a square with some pillars at the back. It didn't feel as I thought it'd be slammed, but it didn't feel that crowded. And
Was it hot?
no, I never felt hot at all.
At
which was-
Exchange?
At Exchange, it
I
was.
like Exchange. I've been there like once or twice.
My one friend, he gave us the warning saying like last time he was like backed up against a wall and he was stuck there, but I didn't have that at all. We wwere just kind of paving our way.
Might be
That's just to show that.
Exchange. Wait.
Exchange, or are you thinking about Academy?
Academy.
Academy. So
I
funny.
like Academy over
So
Exchange.
funny story is 2 years ago in the COVID time, I actually saw Armin pre-party at Academy.
Yeah, Academy over Exchange. Because Exchange is just like this big box.
Based on the show I went to, I disagree.
Oh,
So
really?
Academy, what they did that day was they put a freaking VIP booth right in the center.
Oh my gosh.
So they had VIP on this left side and on the right, which you can see, like it's like that setup would have been nice. But then they put a platform in the middle. We were squished, like against that platform.
Academy.
At Academy, like we were squished against that. They let my one friend literally on the security guard was nice because she was short. They let her like sit on the stairs, like stand on the stairs, so she had a proper view.
Yeah, nice.
And then like when I went to go record, I kind of just shoved the camera like in front of her because she had a clear line of sight in order to capture the set. Like it was just so packed. It was kind of annoying. I didn't feel that at Exchange, and Armin threw down probably one of the best sets I've seen. Like I've seen Armin a whole bunch, even the old government one, the set that he did.
How many
And
times do you think you've seen Armin? I feel like at least
Lost
8.
count.
It's probably like 8 or 9, probably. Maybe
okay.
might be 10, might be more than 10. Like I've seen festival sets and which have
Yeah.
been questionable. I have a love, as I think I've already said it.
Yeah.
A lot of people in the trans community have a love-hate with Armin because he's the biggest guy, which means he also brings a lot of nonsense in terms of cheese songs, is what we call them, where it's very poppy. Which brings in the Cabana set, right?
Yeah,
we saw
Cabana
last
set,
year.
yeah.
That was like, honestly, I was checked out for most of it.
Yeah.
I was literally just
But the
wandering
thing with
around.
Cabana
I didn't even go
is-
to his. I didn't even go to his EDC set.
Oh, I did in 2022,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just because it was my one friend's first time ever seeing Armin. So I'm like, okay, let's do that as a group. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, the set was okay. The set was okay. I didn't mind it.
The thing with Cabana is you just go there and socialize and drink. It's not really about
Go
the
for the
music.
fries.
I don't
Yeah.
like Cabana.
I literally just go
I'm
for
not
the
a big
fries.
fan.
if I if I need to go to a day pool, I will actually go to Vegas.
Whoa.
okay.
That's a big jump from Cabana to Vegas.
Set it up.
It's incomparable, in my opinion.
Okay.
Okay, if I don't if I don't factor in cost, then sure, yeah, I agree. But I mean, Cabana's nearby, and the
Like,
fries are bomb.
I'd rather wait till I go to like EDC Vegas or something and then go.
Okay, we're giving people the wrong idea. You go to Cabana for the fries. I'm telling you guys, get the fries. That's
Are
literally.
they Costco fries?
I don't know what they are, but
No.
they're like crack. They're so good. They're like garlic parmesan fries.
Ooh.
They're actually very good. Yes.
So yeah, Armin. Honestly, the set is funny. Me and my one friend were joking when he's gonna play On and On. So if you know the song On and On,
Yeah.
like
There's on Cabana or at at the
Exchange. We were like, oh,
Exchange.
he's gonna play On and On. We thought we weren't sure what we were gonna get from Armin. We thought maybe because the thing is, Armin at a main stage festival, a lot of times he'll throw like when I saw him last year, I'm like, oh, Armin at Dreamstate, he'll throw a trance festival. Nope. Literally all mainstream stuff for the most part. He had some nice like old trance stuff, but literally like, what is it? I took some vitamins, was prepping for Armin's set.
okay.
And then he opened with On and On, and I literally was
Lost
sober.
it.
I literally was sober at that
What?
point. Because it's funny, I joked with my two friends, if he plays On and On as the opening song, I'm walking away. And I didn't walk away.
yeah.
I didn't
Where
listen.
else it
You
go?
just stood there
I
like
just,
that
I,
emoji.
I just stood there. I'm just like, fuck this. So I'm like, oh my god. I just endured the set.
How was it?
But
how
On and
many
On is a
people?
great song. though.
No.
What was the artist for the pre-party? Was it like a whole lineup or was it just Armin?
For what?
The pre-party.
Oh, the pre-party was just, it was Nifra and Armin. So Nifra, if you don't know, Nifra's part of Marcus Schultz's label, the Cold Harbored Records. And honestly, she's fantastic. I do enjoy it. I've seen a Nifra set before. It's high energy, good trance. It's a bit more mainstream, but it's real good. She actually opened for 2 hours and closed for the last hour too.
Nice.
So it was literally like at 10 o'clock, Nifra was already starting. And then by 12 o'clock, Armin came on. So, but
I actually
Armin,
like Marco Schultz.
yeah.
Marcus Schultz was actually really good.
Yeah,
I like
some
him.
of his rabbit hole stuff's good. We went to, I think I mentioned it in one of the previous episodes, we went to Montreal for one of his sets, and it was fantastic. And New City Gas.
I've actually only seen him once, and it was at a festival. It was an Escapade.
Yeah. Sometimes his festival sets, once again, same thing like Armin. His festival sets can be questionable because it's a festival set.
Yeah.
Right?
If I were to enjoy Marco Schultz set properly, I would go to Transmission.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
The thing with Armin is, I think if you want proper trance, you got to go to a State of Trance
Yeah,
this
you do,
festival
you do.
to see
You
him
do,
at
you
the.
do,
Yeah.
yeah.
As I said, my rule is usually if Armin is playing at like Ultra Miami, right? You skip the main stage set and you just go for the ASOT set if you
Yeah,
can.
ASAP.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
literally, unfortunately, this year they had probably the worst conflict I've ever seen in a schedule. They had Rez, Martin Garrix, Armin, and Hollow. Eric
What?
Prince all at the same time, and Hollow was still slammed beyond belief.
Yeah.
And my
because-
For which-
yeah,
for
because
which?
you went to
In Miami, Ultra
Ultra?
Miami.
Ultra,
That
oh.
was the conflict. All 4 sets, and still Hollow was slammed. And apparently Armin had like lots. Martin Garrix was slammed, and then Armin had like lots of room. But like that was like the best set to see for Armin. Like,
But it's an ASOT set, so it's not for everyone, I guess.
well, it's more trancey, right?
Yeah,
the main
yeah.
thing.
Plus the
But-
conflicts too.
So the
What?
the thing is, I was always gonna ignore Armin in Dreamstate because I got burned last year. I'm like, I'm not seeing Armin this year. So we made a compromise to go to the Thursday one, and the set was fantastic. Like no cheese, only like 2 cheese songs, which was he played what is it? He played Great Spirit at the end,
That's a
the one with Vinny Vici.
that's a side trance. song,
Yeah.
right?
He did- and then he had some weird ass Christmas song. He had some weird ass Christmas song halfway through, and we're like, what the hell is this? But other than that, it was good. He had like old Gaia Toulon remix. He had like obviously some of the
Adhana?
yeah, like he had some of the recent remix Metro mashup. And Maddox came at the end because they just released. He just did his
Yeah,
remix.
he's officially releasing his remix, right?
It released on technically
night,
right
yeah.
that night.
Oh, the official release.
Yeah, the official
okay.
release.
Official release.
Jealous.
Because we actually heard that song when he came.
Yeah,
to,
when he came.
Nomad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to
Lose
be
Yourself.
honest, though, I
Lose
wanted
This Feeling.
I wanted the Dimension remix, But that's me and my. I'm like, is Armin gonna play drum and bass?
You are a big Dimension guy, and tell you that.
Dimension's pretty good.
It's
Dimension
good, but
is
like,
pretty good. Yeah.
I mean, Armin playing drum and bass, I'm gonna go absolutely ham. So I mean, it was fine. Maddox was there. It was cool. Surprise.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever seen a Armin van Buuren vinyl set?
I have not. But like that's super rare.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I think he's only
That's
done
what
it
I'm
like a couple
asking.
times, anyways.
Yeah.
I saw his in. This is the intent. I saw the government closing party, which was like fantastic. That's like a legendary set for anyone who's ever
He
experienced.
was the one who closed.
He was one of the closers. It was actually like Deadmau5 who closed on the final day,
Oh,
but
of
it was
course.
he was a Saturday night.
Was that like February or
That
January?
was January,
15th?
like end of the. So this is where Armin's announced here. This is where some people are like, Armin might do a
Yeah.
throwback government set.
I
But
want
that's the problem. The only way to know is to go.
You're trying to bait me.
I know, but no,
You're trying to
okay,
I
bait me.
sold my ticket.
I'm not trying to bait you because I actually am like, oh, I can't see Armin after the set I saw on Thursday because the Rebel one's just going to be watered down. But once again, the only way to know is to go. And if you go and all your friends are saying it was amazing, then you're like, okay, like what can you do?
But no, here's the thing, though. You have to
FOMO.
ask.
Yeah.
You have to ask the right people.
Yeah,
Whether
that's
it's
true
like-
too. You have to
yeah.
ask the right people. So we need to send the
But-
right people to go.
But then the thing is that all the right people don't want to go.
Yeah.
Because
It's true. It's true.
It's a tough one. It's a tough
Because
choice.
I talked to people who, what is it? When I saw the Armin set last year, like nice thing is always someone records an Armin set, like not official recording, but someone records it.
On their
and
phone.
after the Dreamstate one last year, I know a couple people who watched it saying, "Oh, that Armin set was so good," and I just looked at them deadpan in the face. I'm like, okay, that's like everyone's opinion is different, but that was a pretty bad set.
So Dreamstate was 2 days.
yeah.
How many stages?
So they have 4 stages.
Would you say the overall event was better than the one at NOS?
I would say I like, once again, for me, the space aspect at NOS was like fantastic. I would say overall, though, the new location is perfect for what Dreamstate should be. So, like, the nice thing about Dreamstate started the Friday, right? It started so the times were from 4 till
12.
1.
1.
And then the AP starts, and the AP was like
The AP
retarded.
is, like, really close.
AP starts at 12 and ends at 8 a.m.
Yeah.
in the morning. I was just like,
There's a second festival.
The thing with the AP is, I heard you couldn't go into the AP without the wristband for the festival.
you had to get a wristband during the festival to go to the. You go on the boat, which is like,
Next to it.
which is next to it. So like
Yeah.
at the main stage, it looks kind of nice. The boat is actually like.
So
the
you
main,
saw like Billy Gills.
I saw that. I saw that back to back.
Gillis.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't see that back to back, unfortunately, because
Billy
we.
Gillies and Will Atkinson.
No. It was Maddox and Will Atkinson,
Oh.
and it was Billy Gillies and Paul Denton.
That
And I
one
did
will be
not
good.
see that one. I'll explain why. But the nice thing about it was in Long Beach this time. That's where the Queen Mary is, and Long Beach is like a mini Miami. It is so nice. Like we had an Airbnb with 10 people, and it was right on the what they call Ocean Avenue, right next to the water. It was fantastic. Like there's restaurants nearby that are really good. Like you actually want to go outside of the festival to do something there, which was like fantastic as an atmosphere. But yeah,
Why didn't you go to see Billy Gillis and?
because in the AP there's 3 different stages. We just decided to go see Schneider and David Forbes in the other room, and then the sound wasn't the greatest in that one, so then we just kind of left after partway through Schneider.
Did you go all 2 days for after parties?
Yes. So going back to the festival, we wanted to see Daxon opened up, which is like an up and coming trance artist who's really good. Everyone watch Daxon because he's right now, as someone quoted to my friend, probably drunkenly when he went to Europe, Daxon is the next Armin van Buuren. I'm just gonna throw that out there. But his mashups are really good. He opened at 4 p.m. So we tried to go early, just catch him. With the new venue, you have to take a shuttle system across.
Can you elaborate?
So they because they block off the it's on an island technically where the Queen Mary is. It's like a little port area. So they block it off unless you're like working at the port or something.
Okay.
And you have to take a shuttle to the actual venue. like in the main city. Like they have a couple spots. They actually have like parking
Is
areas.
it like EDC type of shuttle
yes,
thing?
yes.
Okay.
Like EDC type of shuttle, less distance, which was nice.
So you can't just walk
You
there.
can just drive.
You can. So here's another thing. You can technically walk across. It's just when you're going to the festival, you don't really need to do that. What happened at the end was shuttle service was long, and then people had to walk. I'll talk about that in a bit based on just the flow of it. So yeah, the shuttle service, like they had free parking. So we actually rented a car, and like our Airbnb was like 8 miles away from from like the parking thing. So it's like, okay, let's just drive. We drove, we parked there, we took the shuttle. Shuttle was fine. Getting in was smooth. Now the biggest gripe I had about the new location is it actually did feel busy compared to NOS. And the layout wasn't the best in terms of when you enter, you have Void stage right there, which is fine. And then you have to go through an underground tunnel to pop up to the other side. And then to your left is Sequence, which is like the Sci stage. And then you have to walk right, one pathway only. It's a big pathway. And then you hit Vision stage to the left in its own segregated area. And then you have to keep walking. You have to keep walking, huh? What is that? All right, to continue, and then you have to keep walking down, and then you hit the Dream stage,
Okay.
that's a lot of walking compared to before, where it was like
it sounds
5 minutes.
it sounds like a one direction thing where you go into void and it's like do people actually walk? Is it 2 lanes in that small
No, it's
tunnel?
the problem. Oh, so here's the problem with the tunnel, and this is
Yeah.
maybe something they have to fix for next year.
Right.
For
I
some
heard it was
reason,
small.
For some reason, you were only one direction. You
Right.
couldn't walk the other way because they left that left side open for like personnel, like security
I
and
see.
stuff. But like, it made no sense because you had one direction going this way, and then in order to get to Void, you had to walk up a footbridge. So you have all these like people trying to funnel, especially when it got busy, funneling up this footbridge, walking across and then walking back down. It was just
And the footbridge was small.
it was small too, right?
Oh.
So the thing is to get from, and there's no direction, right? Everyone's just free roaming like
Right.
EDC, like
Yeah,
to the
yeah.
stage. So to get from Dream to Void, you need like, I'm gonna say 10 minutes or less, which is still
It's still a lot shorter than EDC.
The only reason why it was long is because there's so many people
Right.
and funneling aspects. So like you needed some time to get to the stage,
Right.
but the layout was good for Dreamstate because it made sense for the size of the festival, what it was. And they sold out tickets this time. So it means that they had less people than what NOS had.
Is the same capacity?
I think it was actually, I think it was less because I think the Queen Mary can hold less people. So it was actually less capacity, which is why they sold out. But yeah,
I think it's also good marketing strategy to say that, oh, this festival is sold out due to, I mean, you don't say less capacity, but you say it's sold out.
yeah, or
right?
like going to sell out.
Yeah. And then next year, more people will come.
Yeah. So yeah, like some of the sets we saw on that day. So like we saw Daxon, we saw Will Atkinson, we saw Brian Kearney, we saw Ali and Fila, we saw David Ford's Renegade System back to back. I actually ended off with hard. So the one thing about Dreamstate this year, which I know we all looked at the lineup before, is like they're branching off into even hard techno to have at Dreamstate.
That's what we were saying. Yeah.
So
Hard techno is a trend. It's coming in.
It's I wouldn't say it's taking elements of trance, but it makes sense to have the harder elements there for a bit.
Yeah.
So I ended off the day with Klangkluster.
Kleinkluster.
Klangkluster. You can't even
Something
read
like
his
that.
name
I
on
don't
the
know. I can't
screen.
even say-
It's
can't
like
remember.
one of those old. It's like one of those. What is it? Those death metal bands where it's just a bunch of scribbly lines. On
Yeah.
That's his name. And then Trim. We ended off with Trim. But we're talking about Haji. My one friend actually went earlier and stayed at the hard techno stage, and he said Fatima Haji's set was just as fire. And I was just like, oh my god, damn
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
I actually did. There was Friday had a bit more conflicts.
Was the hard techno stage only for one day, or it was?
It was essentially one day. Yeah.
Oh,
It
okay.
essentially only had it at Void on day one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Sequence is all psytrance. So that's the one thing about Dreamstate is that psytrance isn't as big as. Yeah, so it was a pretty good stage, but I'm not a psytrance guy, so I wanted to see Indira there. That was the only artist I wanted to see on day one. I couldn't.
Indira
yeah,
Pagano.
Indira.
Yeah, that conflict was really bad at that time, and I couldn't really make it from the stage in time.
She's really good live,
Yeah.
man.
Really good, and I heard it was a good set too.
I feel
saw-
so depressed hearing about Dreamstate.
Yeah.
It's a good festival for anyone
Yeah.
considering it. It's like it's just vibes are so good. It's probably one of the best vibe festivals in North America for sure. Like yeah, Candy Culture is still there. It's fine, but like it's an older crowd. People are more mature, less rowdy. You're not gonna get mosh pits. Like
No, you don't get mosh pits.
I mean, but like it's more educated crowd.
Because it's the music, right? It's like very soothing. It's very danceable too, in a way.
How was the not merch? What was it like? Vendors at Dreamstate.
No, they were fine. I did buy merch. I'm wearing Dreamstate merch right now.
Yeah.
But this is actually all from last year. I did buy a pashmina, which I actually left at the AP.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so
Why?
I bought a
No.
pashmina and I left it at the AP by accident. So I had a sweater and I just totally forgot I had an AP because the one nice thing about the Long Beach venue is when you were in San Bernardino, it was much colder than it was at Long Beach. And that was the one where people were like, oh, you're right by the water, so it still might be cold. I was still in a tank top for
Most of the
the entire night. I had a sweater with me. I kept it wrapped around my waist. I didn't really use it. I had a pashmina, which was kind of clutch too, because I just wrapped it around my neck.
Yeah.
So that was good enough for me to keep warm, if I felt any cold. But I didn't really need to put on a sweater, except for at day 2, when I had to leave, and then I forgot. That's where I forgot my pashmina. Luckily, so I left it in a pile. We had a pile in the AP, and I just left it in the pile. And me and my one friend left, and then the other group left. And then after I realized, when I got back, I left the pashmina there. So I just messaged with another friend saying, hey, did anyone grab a pash? And luckily, someone did grab the pash.
Nice.
And my one thing is that I didn't know. The funny thing is that I kind of met my friends group, and I talked to a couple of them, and a couple of them were like from the trance community. Like the nice thing about even the people I go with is like we're from all over. Like our group, half of the group is from America. Most of us were from Toronto. Like the other half from Toronto. But their group that I met, they're from Vancouver, Austin.
So where's your pash now?
So that's the thing. I was like, okay, I guess I'll get it back eventually, or someone will ship it. So someone had it, and then I found out who had it. And actually, it's one guy from Toronto that was part of their group.
Oh, okay.
So actually, I haven't coordinated with him, but shout out Vinny. He has my pash right now, and I just have to go get it back.
Yay!
Nice.
It's in the GTA.
It's in the GTA. I just have to go pick it up now. So
But-
it's not completely lost, and I'm gonna pay for shipping. I just have to drive to his house.
Pashmina and festivals is clutch.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, and then it's the onesies too.
Yeah.
So I actually brought a onesie. We actually, me and two of my friends, we actually bought onesies for this one because last year the onesie would have been fantastic for insane. I actually didn't even open it. It's still in this packaging. It was just not, when we went to the AP, we just didn't need it, and it wasn't cold enough where I actually needed to pull it out. And it did rain a little bit, so I didn't want to get it like completely wet either. But it
Was it dusty though?
no, not at all.
But what
because,
about
like-
the old venue? Was it dusty in the old venue?
No. Same. The NOS Center didn't even have dust.
Because like when I went to EDC, my white shoe became gray shoes.
Yeah, because they
So-
deal with the desert, so you get the
Yeah.
winds, right? So
Yeah.
it's not as bad as other festivals, but a lot of it's on concrete. So like
If it is on concrete, then it's nice.
that's why you don't
Do
get
you,
dust.
do you prefer dancing on grass or concrete? This is a group question right
Concrete.
I think concrete.
I think concrete, to be
I
honest.
think concrete because I think grass you
You
don't
can't even
have
shuffle.
as much grip as you want.
So here's the thing.
But
I've
it's
got-
not as rough on your shoes. Or
Yeah,
your,
but you just
your-
need better shoes.
What?
Well,
Yeah,
I
I mean-
you don't really. I don't really care about my shoes at raves. Like,
No, not shoes. Your heels
joints
and
and all that?
Your body.
I don't. I think you're the only person that thinks about that.
So,
I think it's your
so
age.
in the end, your shoes are what matters the most,
Of-
I find.
of course.
And the one problem with grass is, especially at Dreamstate, if it rained at Dreamstate, it'd be a mud fest.
Not grass, like dirt. But same thing.
It
It's
still
the same
get dirty.
thing. Yeah.
Like even artificial turf will have like some sort of springiness to it and wetness, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll be splashing in the rain. At least with concrete, it's like you see the puddles form and you can just move around.
Yeah.
It.
Yeah.
So,
I
yeah.
would prefer dancing on.
And as a house head, I need a shuffle on like concrete.
Yeah.
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 And it's not as dusty too. Because when it's
Wait.
dirt, it just everyone kicks it up and it's so
Is
dirt.
it concrete or like tar road?
It's about the same.
It was concrete. Oh no, it's like tar road.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's like there's pebbles,
pebble,
pavement, right?
It's like
Yeah.
pavement in the sense, yeah. There's more
Okay.
pavement.
So it's not like concrete where like actual floors and
Yeah.
like Coda or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So before I move on to the APs, which will be a whole separate thing like
Oh,
we can
wow.
talk about, day 2 was pretty fire too. Like day 2 was like, day 2 ended up being more fun for me than day 1, just because I think the conflicts kind of ruined it. And I'm gonna say we're still reflecting because sets haven't been released, but I stayed at the main stage for Brian Kearney and Alan Fila, and Kearney had a pretty good set, but Ali and Fila set was kind of questionable, so I kind of regretted my decision because that was.
But like Ali and Fila is one of the OGs.
That's what I mean.
You know you're gonna get trance with Ali.
Let's just
and
say
Fila.
I was hyped beforehand by people. You can't miss Ali and Fila on the main stage, right? Like,
Ali and Fila always plays
I will
trance.
say Ali and Fila's last year they did a back-to-back with John O'Callaghan. It was the best of the festival, hands down, best of the festival. Like it was like mind blowing how good it was.
People endorse Ali and Fila here in Toronto. Like when he came to
Clubs.
Toronto to play.
Club 77, right?
It was Club 77, which is in
Yeah.
Hamilton. It's like an
Everyone,
Love that
everyone from
place.
Toronto
Yeah.
comes. Everyone from
Love that
Toronto
place.
comes.
We went.
I've never been.
Yeah,
It's good. It's good.
yeah. It's they had you know now
Events
we
are
talk about
cheap.
Club 77.
Yeah.
I haven't. When was the last time they hosted an event? I think they moved away from hosting events now.
No,
because
well,
I
Ali and Fila, I went there.
No. But in the last year, I haven't seen any
I
Club
think
77.
it's because a lot of the students are there, so they just.
It has to be cheap,
the
that's why.
I
students-
used to go a lot.
I'm from McMaster,
In
so
university.
yes,
Oh.
it's my club.
Yeah. I used to visit Mac a lot. So
I think it had to honestly I haven't seen any events booked there. I just think the profit margin wasn't there because the one thing is if for anyone who hasn't been to Club 77, they have a main room and they have like whenever a main room is being hosted, unless it's a big event, they open that middle room for more people. But usually if they just have it in the one room, it's like EDM.
It's sealed off.
I
And
heard
then
there's
hip
some-
hop top
Yeah.
40 in the main room, and then the country bar, which is like jam packed. So actually, sometimes when I've gone there for like, say, they did a whole bunch of trance events there, and they were not very packed at all.
Of course.
I heard-
And
I don't think so.
and I ended up just going to the country bar and just like kind of chilling there because the vibe's actually kind of cool there, even though
yeah, it is. I heard there's like there's some marketing issues with their EDM events.
it could be the case, right? They
it's-
probably had
yeah.
some main person doing it, and they just kind of fizzled out.
Can't name any names from my sources, but
Okay.
yeah, like there's some marketing issues previously with these events. So
Yeah, I guess we'll see if
But I
they're-
actually like Club 77.
it's
Like,
good for what it is.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
when it's not packed. Well, but that's like any venue, right? When it's packed, it's awful.
I don't
that's
like it
true.
when they close off half the place though. Like, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we-
don't like that size.
But I'm okay if there's no one in there, if it's like not busy. That's fine.
When Ali and Fila came, it wasn't that busy at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
it
think
was.
I saw Mar Levy, I think this year or last year, I forget, and it wasn't busy at all either.
I think I haven't been in like 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so day 2 was honestly fire. Like day 2 just schedule kind of worked out a little bit better. And our entire group was like kind of like everyone kind of knew what they want to see, but like the sets just started off with a bang. Like we started with Somna, we went to Sean Tyus, who threw a producer set, and it was like a fantastic set. Paul Denton. After Paul Denton, we did a little bit more uplifting. I think the group kind of like separated and went to like their own things. We saw a bit of Ben Gold. We saw a bit of Factor B and Craig Connolly, which was like very uplifting. And then we went back for Lane 8 Yotto, just to see a bit of that, Prague. And then the night ended off with a bang. We had Marlo throw a Tech Energy set, which was like we're kind of hyping, me and my one friend were kind of hyping it up saying, yo, this might be the best fit of the festival. But it's like not really trance. It's literally like hard style. so we're like hyping it up saying it might be the best set of the festival.
But was it the best set of the festival?
It was pretty freaking good.
Yeah.
As a trance guy, I'm gonna say it's funny. If I had my list, I wouldn't put it in my top 5, but I give a special notion saying Marlo because they're probably like top
Would
2.
it be an L for Dreamstate though? Like a win that they had such a good like new another subgenre type of like.
No, it's good because
set?
they had hard techno, right? So hard techno is not trance. Like
Yeah.
nowhere near, but
or
they had
it's
it.
an L
But-
where it like just overpowered all the other trance sets of the
No,
festival.
I think bringing variety, like it makes
yeah.
sense to because the thing about a lot of trance genres, you have very uplifting, but you also have like tech trance, which is techno
Yeah.
trance, and then you also have hard trance, which is technically techno at that stage, right?
pretty
so,
much, yeah.
so you know what I
There's
mean?
also this progressive.
Yeah. And there's also progressive trance. There's
Then there's the true 140
yeah,
classic.
So that so after Marlo was just fun set. I think the group that was there, like we just had so much fun at Marlo's set. It wasn't trance. We didn't really care. He's just throwing like hardstyle near the end.
Yeah, because you're gonna go to more trance at the AP.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And also right after was
Makes
Key
sense.
4050, who for those of you who don't know, Key 4050's a combo of
Brian
Kearney and John O'Callaghan, and they really don't do Key 4050 in clubs that much, and they just do it at festivals, and it's like rare in North America. So they ended off. That was like one of probably my favorite
What's
sets.
Key 4050?
That's the group.
That's the
group. But it's like it's like more 140 uplifting trance. So it's like a combo of their stuff, and they just release. They have a couple songs that they release on it, and they're all fire. Like they're all really good.
It's good to have different ones because then you can take a break from just
That's what I mean.
one
That's
type of music too.
That's where we've talked about like some festivals like EDC. It's like it's too much, but at the same time, it's great because if you get bored of like drum and bass, you can go trance. If you get bored, if you want to be a main stage slave for a set, you can.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a good.
But I do
breather,
feel like how do some of these people do it when they have the flags, like they have the huge totem and they park themselves there
Yeah.
for the whole entire thing, like EDC.
Yeah, I some people are like that because some people aren't so much in
can't.
the music; they just want to be with their friends too,
Yeah,
right? So
that's
that's what ends
true.
up happening. And with EDC, you lose your friend. If you lose your friend, you may not see them till the morning.
Yeah, pretty much.
So yeah, like Key 4050 in the rain. So it rained at Dreamstate this year too, a little bit, and I've never experienced. I've gone. This is my third time, and San Bernardino didn't rain, but it was cold. But this time it actually rained, and we had lasers in the rain. It was fantastic. It was just a good vibe because everyone was all our friends were there too, and we are just all vibing to the set.
Yeah,
But
I think
Armin
raining-
played at the same time, so we skipped Armin. So that was a part of the plan.
I think raining at a festival is a good thing. Like it drizzles, if it drizzles.
Not if it's like dirt.
Yeah, but then the thing is that it cools your body off a lot.
Yeah. It depends.
The rain?
Every once in a
Yeah.
while, it's okay.
Not when you're on vitamins. No.
Yeah, like not all the time.
When I was
no.
at EDC, it did rain at the.
Oh, I heard
Above
about
and-
that. Yeah.
Above and
This year-
beyond
this
set.
year it did.
And
It rains every year.
No, Above and Beyond channels the rain. That's the running thing. Every Above and Beyond, even at Veld this year.
Whoa, Val, did it,
It
rain?
did rain.
No, but it rained on day 3. Above and Beyond played day 2.
It still rained during the set.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure it rained during the set. Someone quote me on that. You can put it in the comments. I'm pretty sure
I
it
don't
rained.
remember if it
They channel
did.
the rain every time.
Oh, yeah.
It's
But-
a Above and Beyond thing.
Like I felt at EDC when Above and Beyond played, when it rained, it felt so much better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like,
such
it cooled
an electric
off and-
force too.
Yeah.
It rained. We were like predicting rain, and it rained during Above and Beyond set, and it was like the most like if you were a brand new raver, it would have been like a life changing experience.
You want it to drizzle, not like a full on.
full-on storm
You just
on
want
it.
it like the thing is like people on vitamins. You want to cool down. It's just a
Just
nice
drizzle a little bit, and
Yeah.
then
My only
then
worry
go.
was okay.
Stop.
So my only worry in this entire rain that happened is I had my passport in my backpack. So for some reason, for those of you guys who don't know, Californian festivals they don't accept our driver's license.
Oh really?
It's hit or miss.
I remember. I don't think.
So for some clubs it's fine, but like when we went Dreamstate last year, for some reason you had to bring your passport as a Canadian.
Because I've been to a hard summer.
It's hit or miss. Maybe
Yeah.
I didn't take the chance because the problem is you don't have your passport. Guess what? You got to go like an hour back to go get your passport. Might as well have it. But the rain was like I have a Camelback, so it was okay. But at one point I got really worried, so I just gave it to my friend who had a fanny pack that was more sealed because I felt the back of my Camelback and it was like
Wet.
a little wet. So I got a little worried that I'd get water damage.
You need to get Ziploc bags.
Essentially, yeah. Honestly, that's a good idea. I should
Yeah.
before I do that, I should just put it in a Ziploc bag just to be safe. Because that's the worst thing. You don't want to lose your passport, and you don't want to.
You don't get it wet, and
Get-
you cannot leave the country to go back home.
Yeah, it's not
Done.
not a good feeling.
Yeah, I have a case for it.
So yeah. So that's the main festival. So production wise, I want to talk about production. It was a little bit of a downgrade compared to NOS. So that's the only thing.
I
Is
feel like NOS had probably more space in terms of land mass.
it had more space. The stages were like a bit bigger. The lasers, they had pretty good laser at the main stage, but in terms of like the main stage at NOS was under a tent, like a giant, like a mega structure is what we call it.
The stages, it's not like super huge, right? The
No,
stage.
no, they're not. That's why I said it was a bit of a downgrade for what I saw, which was a little bit unfortunate.
Is it like an EI stage?
Oh, it's bigger. It's way bigger than that.
Oh, okay.
It's no. In terms of festival wise, it's a pretty big mid festival. It's like I want to say it's more Escapade, big, but like better production. It is
okay.
better production. It just wasn't as good as like NOS in terms of production. Once again, from an Insomniac point of view, the festival there makes sense. They save a lot of money. They attract more people from LA. It's in a better location for them and people. So overall, I'd say it's very successful. I did the APs both days. One thing that was kind of bad is when the festival ended, people tried to take the shuttles. And you look at the shuttle lines, and it was like ridiculous. Like it made no sense where to line up. Luckily I had to go to the AP, so I had to walk to see the line. And apparently people were waiting like an hour for the shuttles.
Jeez.
So
I think it happens with a lot of festivals.
so, but
Yeah.
for
a lot of big festivals, that happens.
That's why I don't love shuttles, man.
Yeah,
shuttles.
Because I saw Lost Lands shuttle lines; they were pretty long.
yeah,
as well.
but the thing is, like, I think the thing about Lost Lands is that your sound camp ticket is part of it, right? Like you could.
Yeah, you could go to the.
So the problem is if you didn't have an AP ticket, you had to leave the festival, right? So that's where the shuttle lines were long because not everyone wants to do AP, right? Some people just want to go to the festival and go home, especially if the AP is 12 to 8 and.
Yeah, and then you're gonna do that all over again
If you want to do that, right? Like, but the shuttle lines seemed long, so actually a lot of my friends just walked across the bridge, and apparently it took like 30 minutes. And then called an Uber from there. Or
I don't think that's bad, to be honest.
No,
Compared to everything else.
To be honest, it wasn't bad because leaving NOS to go to the parking lot was honestly 20 to 30 minutes anyways. So a lot of people did that. Actually, my one friend on day one, he left the AP really early. And he told us he walked across the bridge. And then he rented. So and one thing in LA, they have these mobile scooters you can rent. They're just like lying all over the place.
They're great.
But it's actually like an app you can do. So he downloaded the app and he rode 8 miles on the scooter. Now he didn't take any vitamins. He didn't take any vitamins, so he's technically good.
It's a good way to leave a festival because it's cheap and
It cost him like $10 just to rent it.
yeah, and it's better than Ubering because like sometimes you don't want to sit there and wait. Just grab
There's
one.
a surge.
And it would have been the surge
Yeah,
too. So like
it's just good.
for that. It's just once again, do not operate a vehicle if you're still feeling substances. Right, that's a vehicle.
If you're intoxicated.
Yeah, do not operate it. But he was sober, so it's like. I mean,
Why not? Yeah.
Why not?
Those things are fun too.
So with the AP though, I didn't have that issue when we left. So day one AP, I mentioned we left at like 4:30, no line for the shuttle, because at that point like the line dies down, and really it's just people just hanging out. Same thing with day two. It's still till like 6 a.m. and no line also.
So you only did until 4 for the day one AP?
Yeah, it's just at that point. So what killed it for us was the main room. So there was 3 rooms. So people actually stay on the shuttle. So you can stay at the Queen Mary, and if you stay at the Queen Mary, you get free access to the AP.
Is the Queen Mary? It's the boat, right?
Yeah.
And you can get a room in the boat.
Yeah,
or?
you can get a room in the boat. It's obviously more costly, but you're literally at the festival. You get ins and outs. It's like Camp EDC.
It's like camping.
It's
Yeah,
like Camp
camping.
EDC, right?
Yeah.
But you're on a
Or
you're,
EDC.
yeah, EDC exactly. But yeah, it's yeah. So they have 3 stages there, but the layout was kind of weird. Like the main room was fantastic.
Sorry, there was how many stages at the AP?
3.
3
So they
stages?
technically had one main room. They call it the main room, which is where I saw Will Atkinson and Will Atkinson and Maddox.
How was that? How was that? We're all curious with the Maddox back to back with the Will Atkinson.
It was okay, to be honest. It wasn't the greatest.
Is it because they kind of didn't have any identity in their set?
No, it was just kind of all over the place. It was just them playing stuff, right? So it wasn't anything.
They were just testing things out.
Yeah,
I
they were
guess.
just having fun, right? And there was also a questionable Will Atkinson the entire day who seemed maybe drunk the entire day because he literally opened with this set saying "Welcome to EDC Orlando," and everyone's like, "What?" Dude, it's like he didn't even play EDC Orlando. Why? He didn't even play EDC.
He wished he was hired at EDC Orlando.
And then it's funny when he posted one of these videos. I'm like, yeah, he was drunk. He literally like ran across the stage just jumping while one of the songs was playing. I'm like, okay, yeah, that man was on something.
That's jokes.
But yeah, what happened was, we went to the main room. In the main room, the access is easy. Once you go up, it's like the first room to the right. And then in order to get to the other 2 rooms, you have to like go through a maze. You have to go up the stairs where you started from, like up like 5 flights of stairs, walk down like a pathway, then turn right and walk down the entire boat, take a left. So in that one walkway is where the side trance room is. Like you just a door and then you go in there. But in order to go to the last room, you have to walk the entire hallway. They have a little arrow saying this stage. you take a left, and then you're going down a spiral staircase and into another room.
That 5 flights of stairs going up will kill me.
That's what I mean. And you have to do it again after. And another thing is that
at the AP.
Yeah, the boat.
And then in order to go
boats.
back to the main stage, you have to do the exact same thing and go back out. So
jeez.
I don't know how they can improve the layout. I don't think they can
Unless they find another boat.
unless they like somehow
Install
move
elevators.
And the sound wasn't good in that other third room for some reason either, which kind of killed the mood a little
I don't
bit.
think
Who
these
was
boats
playing
were
on the
made
third
for
room?
EDMs.
We wanted to see
No.
David Forbes and Schneider, and they were playing at 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. So, they also had a special
Just
guest.
hearing 3 a.m. and 4 a.m. is just
So
giving
I know Christine, you'll like this. The special guest, they had a special guest after Maddox Will Atkinson.
Right.
It was Blastoise. Which is, he didn't even play the festival, so that was fantastic, right? We stayed for like 15, 20 minutes and then we did leave though.
Oh,
But, like,
Amelia Records.
just to go check out the other stage. So day 2 AP though, much better because we stayed in the main room. I stayed in the main room. I didn't even want to go to the other room just because
It's a hassle
It was
to get
hassle
there.
too.
it was a hassle and I was worried the sound wasn't going to be that good. But the main day two AP was like literally all hard techno and like techno. So it was like
Mine
Mark
started-
Sherry
Up your alley.
debuted
mine type of
a
stuff.
new alias, which was like Dark Sherry, and Mark Sherry had like, it was just all hard techno. It was literally all hard techno. And then Brian Kearney played as his Carney, which is like more hard trance. And then John O'Callahan played as JOC, which is also more hard trance. And then after it was just hard trance until 5:30. And at one point I'm just like, okay, I think I'm done. And I just left. I'm like, yeah, I'm done.
So what happened Sunday?
So technically I was supposed to fly back Sunday.
Wait. Okay, before you start that story, in conclusion, how was Dreamstate?
Music wise, first, okay, so if I have to consider trance in general, if you want like the best kind of trance, you got to go to Europe.
Okay.
I'm just gonna be straight honest. You got to go to Europe. Dreamstate for North
State of
America.
trance.
Yeah, not even a state of trance. Like just some like luminosity. I think we've talked about just some of those like specialized events. I have a bunch of friends going to that VII, which is like their label, which is for those who know Activa and John Askew. They do AA meeting and it's like their label and they're going actually I mean, I want to say they're crackheads because they're going from Dreamstate straight to that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like that's kind of a lot. But in terms of a North American trance festival, you're not going to get anything better. It has good vibes. People are friendly. If you're looking for that in a festival, it's a great festival to go to North America. Music's fine. Like the music's fine. It's just you may not. If you're going to compare it to Europe, you're not going to get the same thing.
Right.
So to be honest, I consider Dreamstate kind of a home because a lot of my friends that love the music go there too. So it's kind of like great, like where we can all bond together, and I get that feeling from that. Everyone's hyped about the sets. Even though, maybe they might be mediocre like what we saw for some of them, but you're still with friends. So I honestly, it's like a yearly thing now.
In other words, a very expensive hangout.
Yeah, very expensive hangout. I still take it over
I have
Veld.
less
I still take it over Veld.
Veld, I would take that.
Like to be honest, like
over
a
Veld any day.
Dreamstate ticket all in, if you buy it early, is like $200 Canadian. Like
A lot of these SoCal festivals I would say the prices are pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
So
But it's only reasonable if you live there, though. If you're flying from here, it's a different story.
I think it's still worth it because of the production.
Yeah.
And
I go broke there too. I go broke in New York, in LA, and maybe Miami with the amount of events they get.
I would run away from Veld any day. So
Yeah.
I would say I'm kind of done with Veld.
Yeah.
But for me, if let's say a bunch of my friends going, like at least 50 people, and they say like, oh, come, okay, fine. I'll do it.
I wouldn't still.
some type of shout out PSA here. Somebody bring back dreams.
Yes.
Yeah,
Just
bring
dreams,
dreams
guys.
back.
Come
DD, bring
on.
it back.
DD.
We
I love
needed
that
that
one.
compared to with the Veld equivalent.
I
Yeah.
can
we did-
walk from home too.
But we did lose a lot of festival from
Ever
Toronto.
After.
Ever after
After.
that whole scenario.
Electric
Oh.
Elements.
Solaris.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Solaris is now not even like
Solaris is not Solaris anymore.
Yeah, Solaris last year was John Summit,
And
they
then
called
this
it
year
Solaris.
is-
Yeah.
Well, we don't know yet. I don't think they've announced it yet. Oh, I've heard rumors. Okay, so I mentioned it was James Hype. I think that's the
Yeah.
rumor, but I don't know if that's actually fully the case. But knowing Toronto, they book the same people every year. Like Loud Luxury back, and now James Hype's probably.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's James Hype. I have good sources. It's James Hype's.
Okay, so what did you do on Sunday?
So, I changed my flight to Monday. I was supposed to fly
He
out.
pulled a Christine.
Yeah, I technically pulled the mini Christine, but I didn't change it like Christine in terms of last minute. I actually like a week and a half ago I changed it because there was good trap artists. So for the like I do like all genres, everyone knows that. And they had a specialized event in LA, which was ISO XO and Knock 2. And Christine went to Knock 2 in Montreal and like
I'm seeing ISOXO in February in Toronto.
so am I. I bought tickets. I already have tickets to that
So
too.
yeah, this event's called ISO Knock. I think it was 2 or 3 days.
So they had 4 shows and
yeah.
they all sold out. And the
Jeez.
crazy thing is that they had Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, and Wednesday sold out too.
Wow.
So people were willing to rave on a Tuesday, Wednesday. And it was at the Shrine. And the Shrine is a very nice venue. Like it's actually a pretty big venue where I want to say there's at least over 1,000 people more in that venue. And they sold.
Yeah, it's because ISOXO and Knock 2 are from SoCal. And
Yes.
Bass House, like I know Sable Valley and they mostly play trap, but Knock 2 also plays a lot of Bass House. And that's what's popular in Southern California.
And as you mentioned, trap. Trap is trap is
trap is back.
Yeah, trap is back, and these two are paving the way. I've seen ISO XO twice this year. Like honestly, it might have been 2 of the best sets at each festival. I saw them at Ultra, top 3 for sure, and I saw them at Electric Forest, and definitely top 3. Like just
where is ISOXO playing in February?
in
Toronto.
Texas.
Axis.
Okay, I might go.
Yeah.
The tickets cannot be found right now.
I know tickets cannot be found, but eventually it will be.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's also a Thursday event.
Depends
So
on what you're willing to pay, and you can find anything.
it's
That's
also
true.
a Thursday event, so it might.
And we're doing vendors all separately.
Potentially, yes. So I didn't even have a ticket, and I found a ticket that day, and it was.
How much was it?
I paid 80.
Oh, that's
So
not
I
bad.
got lucky. I got lucky
that's not
because
bad.
technically I didn't have a ticket until I was right at the gate.
Oh, wow.
And I waited outside and someone's like, hey, you need a ticket? I'm like, yes.
Yeah, because they were going for over $100 American.
Yeah, and we were looking at all day trying to find it less. I'm like, I will not go to the show for more than 120 US. Like, I just won't pay that much.
80
Wait,
is
where did
way
you go?
under.
Where did you go on Sunday?
We went to the Shrine.
ISO Knock.
ISO Knock 2.
Is that's still in?
Shrine is in LA.
That's the event.
okay.
That's
Yeah.
the event.
Okay,
The
still
venue is
also
called
LA.
Shrine.
Yeah.
The Shrine, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, so honestly, fantastic event. I did show up maybe 10 minutes into ISO XO set because I was waiting a little bit for a ticket, but I got in, and ISO XO started. The way they had it set up, like they had a main stage out at the front.
Right.
And then later on, when Knock 2 came on, they had like a boxing ring. Like he was on like a boxing ring that was like elevated, and it was actually like a 360 set
Oh.
in
I
the
love
middle.
his 360 sets.
And then after, it was a back-to-back for both of them, which they did for like 45 minutes, which is like pretty good. Production-wise, it was like really good. Like
For $80, you get to see like 3 sort of a main headliner set. I think it's worth it.
yeah, it was. Now, in the end, one reason why that factored in is moving my flight. I stayed with one of our friends for free. Also, it ended up being cheaper for me. I used kind of points and with paying. It actually ended up being cheaper for me to pay the $100 to move my flight and get 17,000 points back.
Because that's
technically like $180.
Yeah, it's 100.
Yeah.
So to move it to Monday, and I did have a sick day where I could use as a personal day, which I ended up using on Monday.
You're announcing this on this podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
So who's your employee?
no,
again?
no. I
Personal
used
day.
a sick day as a personal day. I
That
actually
personal day.
scheduled it.
Yeah, personal
I
day.
didn't pull in New York.
You scheduled a sick day.
I'm not going to say anything more than that. I didn't pull in New York.
Well, Christina's fun employed, so I didn't need to schedule with anyone.
So now in terms of so one thing I've noticed, especially in like the Asian community, they do embrace, like as I've noticed it here too.
AAPI.
Yeah, they embrace like an Asian artist becoming big. So the crowd was a lot of like SoCal Asians. Like I want to say it was like mostly majority Asians.
Wow. Now I have to go to this ISO thing
Yeah.
in February.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
Oh, what's the purpose? To see ISOXO or?
well,
No, to experience trap.
yes.
Depends on how you define trap.
I will say once again,
Trapping.
I once again, raves involve a whole bunch of things. You know, freedom of like
Yeah.
your what do we call it? Like we talked about plur, right? So like you can be free as you want. You know, people can dress how they want to.
the nipple.
The West Coast people, they dress very
not conservative.
not
Progressive.
conservative.
Progressive.
And I was very like it was interesting because I'm like, you would not see this in Toronto. and it was chilly too, and these like they're not even doing coat check, and these
Wow.
I was like, yeah, but once again, back to the whole point. The community comes out to support them. 4 sold out shows was really good. They actually, so the day I heard the day before. Now that I know, like as we're recording this, all 4 episodes have been all 4 shows are done. They had a special guest like each night. So apparently on Saturday, Maddion showed up.
Okay.
On when I went, Steve Aoki came up and him and Noctu debuted a new song, which was pretty good. On the Tuesday, Slander showed up and Dylan Francis, or I think it was us.
Wow.
No, sorry, I think I'm getting the Tuesday Wednesday mixed up. Slander, Dylan Francis, and RL Grime showed up. I forget which days they were, but all 3 of them showed up.
Shows, eh?
Which is like I feel like I got gypped by getting Steve Aoki, but I wanted to see Maddion or RL Grime show up. That would have been absolutely bonkers. But yeah, the show was fantastic. These guys, they were on on like some of those lists saying like artists to watch last year for this year. Now they're here. Like they sold out the Shrine. That's huge. So
4
now,
days.
What's the capacity you think the Shrine is?
I want to say it's at least 2,000 to 3,000 people. Like
That's
it's big. Because Fred again did his show there too. Oh, what was cool about when the Fred again did his show? So for those of you who don't know, Fred again,
LA. Yeah.
when he does his shows at Curated Place, he actually has merch that says Fred, like the venue, and then it says again, depending on how many shows he did. So my friend went to the Forest Hill show in New York. And I think it was
Stadium.
like 4 shows or 5 shows. So it's like Forest Hill again. And I saw people at the Shrine at the
Wearing
venue
the Forest Hill shirt.
wearing the Shrine shirt, and they had like 8 shows. So it's like Shrine again, and it's just you see
Wow.
again going all down the line. It's kind of cool.
This whole episode has made me very depressed.
I'm sorry. Dreamstate's fantastic, guys. You should definitely go.
Yeah, I keep telling people this. My nephew was conceived during Dreamstate or at Dreamstate. I don't remember, but he was
It happened in that time frame from what I was told too.
Yeah,
It's just,
so it's like a family thing where I actually kind of want to experience Dreamstate since my nephew was conceived there. Yeah.
It is not all ages, so your nephew can't come though. But yes,
Maybe in 15 years.
Yeah, it's a fantastic festival. I would definitely get any trance heads in North America. Definitely just make a trip to Dreamstate. It's so much fun.
Well,
It's on my list.
Sonny special.
Yeah, I guess this is my special because of my
this is a
adventure.
Sonny special for
SS.
sure.
Adventure where a 2-day festival becomes a 4, like normal.
Yeah, dude, all the time.
All the time.
That happens way too often.
And, considering I did both APs
My
too.
1 week turned into 19 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't wait for that episode. That'll be a bit more exciting than this one, I would say.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Well, it's up to you to prove me wrong.
Multiple events. All right.
Yeah.
All right, I think that sums it up for this episode, the Dreamstate special episode, Sonny's Dreamstate special.
SS.
I think we're gonna go for our next episode. We're gonna do a Christine special.
Yeah.
If she is here, are you? We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know a couple of us have travel plans.
Yeah, travel plans and
Bending again.
a couple of
Bending
things.
too.
But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Yeah.
Yeah, if you
I
have
think
any
that's
comments,
pretty
put it
much
in the...
We'll put something down
Yeah,
there. We haven't
just-
figured it out yet. We said that for a couple episodes. We haven't figured it out yet, but we'll put something down there.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. All right.
Peace
See
out.
you next week.
So see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.